that'd be the
I would be
cheapest
fine with
option.
that, too.
That would be fine. However, I think panels would actually be cheaper than masonry, so, or half masonry. half
Value
panels.
engineer it for
I
artistic
think it could
options.
be value engineered and still be strong. And I would like to see that rather than murals, personally. It's more sculptural.
And this is just talk right now. None of this has been mandated until we take a vote, so you don't have to take notes or anything. We'll get with you afterwards to let you know exactly how this will transpire once we pass this. Because I know there's a lot of confusion right now with this conversation. This is just for us up here.
No stress. All right. That'll take us down to Chamblee Dunwoody Road. Questions or comments from council?
Do you, Mr. Mullis, do you have some maybe more detailed visuals for your ground floor, well, Chamblee Dunwoody Road for ground floor retail, number one? And number two, am I to understand that there will be no retail on the western side along the trail? That's all?
Yeah, the way the site is, I can show you the way the site is kind of configured. On the western side, and the trail drops off about 20 feet here, so it's kind of a trail to nowhere. We're really putting it in for access for the fire, if we had it in there. But so we don't see a lot of foot traffic on that side of the trail because, we're directly behind 5 Plus, and we have the 5 Plus, the food distribution company, and the drop-off is 20 feet. And so it's not a slow, gradual, it's a steep drop-off. And so it would take quite a bit. We think that the natural areas on Chamblee Dunwoody Road or go up past the daycare center and walk to American Way, and then pick up the folks on American Way from Chamblee Heights back over here and wheels up, or walk down. And we're going to have the roundabout here, and that will slow the traffic down. But we just don't see a lot of interparcel connection coming from any of the businesses that are currently here, and encourage Hondas here. We just don't see any. Oh, yes. Right here. Yeah, no, actually, yes, right here. Yeah, so we do envision a restaurant on this corner. It's a very prominent corner. It is right here and right here. Yeah, shares the corner right here. Yeah, and so this is that corner which you're referring to, and as we go down, you see the topography goes down towards American Way, and it kind of slows off that way. But yeah, we plan to have the rail trail here. We have the supplemental zone with the landscaping to make it very, very pleasant. The leasing office will be all the way down here. Yes. Let's see if I have a.
It appears your surface parking is behind, kind of tucked around back there? Is that,
The surface parking?
is that what I saw? I couldn't tell what I saw from the image. I don't want to get
So
trying to
there's no
tie in
par-
her questions with my questions, so.
Yeah, so there's,
Are those not, pull this back, pull this one back up. That the top corner there, is that not surface parking? Is that the top of the parking deck that I'm looking?
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
I-
that's the current condition.
Yeah, that's the current condition.
Yeah, that's the current conditions. No, there's no on-street parking whatsoever. There's zero on-street parking, so you would have to pull into the gate. Now, we are asking,
Yeah, that's the access to
On Chamblee
parking deck.
Dunwoody Road.
yes, on Chamblee Dunbar, yes.
Office, the facade of the leasing office is set back to allow for some parking spaces off of Chamblee Dunwoody Road.
No, ma'am. No. Yeah, so everything is, there's no parking visible at all from Chamblee Dunwoody Road or American Way. And so all of the parking is self-contained. The service areas are self-contained. And we worked really, really hard with the design team to make sure that we don't have any cars or anything like that just kind of stacked up there. Oh, I love the sign. I love the sign. I love the sign. Well, I think the ceiling, the ceiling for PDK is 128 feet high. I think right now we're tracking to 94 feet. So we have a little room.
Is that 128 at that location, or are you going by citywide?
No. If I can remember correctly, we have to get a determination of non-hazard for every building and every location. They do a pretty extensive study.
Correct.
And I think it takes about 60 to 90 days to get done.
Because it's not how tall your building is, it's sea level.
Yeah.
Because the planes don't fly up and down like this, they fly straight. So wherever you are at that envelope is what that is. So yeah, so it does move around, and it's hard to pin down, and so that's why they have to get the final say on that envelope that you can.
Yeah, and the last time we looked at it, it was 128 feet for these two parcels.
Right.
Since the topography is a little lower over here, a lot lower,
Right.
to be honest with you,
You pick up some feet.
I think we could pick up some feet.
Sure.
But I'm not. We would have to go through the process.
And does that need to be a condition of approval on our end, or is that just kind of automatic?
You can make it a condition, but it's automatic, because what will happen is that our insurance carriers or anybody else will not give us any insurance, or
Perfect.
our lenders won't give us any money, but you can make it a condition. That's a friendly condition.
It's been a little bit since we had something that possibly protruded.
Your design is pretty much going to mimic the one on top of the Oliver.
We are open to co-creation of the design with anybody who wants to co-create with us.
Careful what you ask for.
Well, this is our belief, Mr. Mayor and Council. Our belief that this is our gift to the citizens, and we would even provide it as a gift to you after, to make sure that you have control over it in perpetuity if we sold the building.
I'm going to campaign for Mr. Mesa being on top of it, but that's just me, so. Mocktown.
Any other questions? Questions for the applicant before we derail this whole thing here?
So, yes, I still am not exactly clear. Do we have rear access, how do you access your parking deck?
So I'm trying to see the leasing office is right here. And you see this area right here is you access the parking deck as we're closer to the American Way roundabout here. So this area is that where you would access the Lisa. None. I mean, because of the topography and the drop off. You're absolutely correct about that. We will carve out a little area for a path. With the provision that we have to work, collaboratively with the Wheels Up folks and the owners of that property, because I think that they're butt up. I think that's Seven Oaks, who's kind of the manager, yeah. We are very open to that, especially if we could get some help with the deck. We could do some subterranean parking, but we would have to get involved with that now and to kind of figure that out from a design perspective. The design team is ready to go, but I've got to hold them off, but we're ready to go to schematics, whatever you guys give us approval for.
is and will become. If that's something that we need to do now, then it would be a really good idea to do it and not have to go back and retrofit, because you can't do that.
Right, and one of the things I was going to talk to the DDA about is that we're projecting to have 20 non-residential parking spaces and have one parking space per unit or somewhere close to that. We're willing to take that down to like 0.9 per unit to free up maybe another, 20 or 30 parking spaces for the public good, if you will. And so we're willing to do that, to take it, because we're in a TOD district and people should be walking and riding their, but what we're going to ask for some consideration from the DDA on that issue.
So can we depend on you to at least broach the subject with Seven Oaks?
I will. We've had conversations with Wheels Up. They wanted to park over there in the past. We could probably work on an arrangement where they get at least about 20 to 30 spaces on a long-term basis.
So we did something similar to is that the Lumen, I guess, when it was adjacent to the southbound. There was some resistance initially from not southbound, but the property owner they didn't want to lose parking spaces, but eventually, the Lumen was built so that we could, the way it connected in, and then I guess at some point the owners saw value, and so they opened up their parking lot so you could connect through that way. So I imagine we could probably do something like that, because whether it's immediately that Seven Oaks has people driving through there, or if it's 5 years from now when they need to make a change, or that site they're parking in now is no longer available because that is moved on. So it could probably be done, just a matter of how to make it, how to design it, and
Well, I think
change.
we have this now is the time to do that, because we can place the gate where we want to place the gate.
Sure.
We can create the trail.
may have to be stubbed for future use, may not be active today, just because of the you may not want to wait to have access, vehicular access to that portion of your project by waiting for Seven Oaks to, decide they want to do that.
Well, this is how we're.
Plan for the future.
Well, this is how we're viewing parking in downtown Chamblee. It is a public need.
Right.
And as you build more and more, so we're willing to work collaboratively to be a good economic development partner for some of our restaurants who don't have parking or it's going to become challenging, and that's part of the request. So you're saying create two entrances to the DAC? Are you saying to create two entrances to the DAC?
Or be
You've got the one on
prepared.
Chamblee Dunwoody.
Right.
Exactly behind their, directly behind their building is where they allowed access to the Mercedes mechanic people. So it seems to me that a ramp could be built there, or else build subterranean like what you're talking about.
Okay, so this is the parking garage entry for both of those on that area. There is a area where we have for the service vehicles and for the elevators. We may be able to cut a spot out there and just call it for public parking or something like that. We can have resident parking on one side, Chamblee Dunwoody side, and some parking like that. But again, we'll just work with the design team, work with DDA to kind of figure it all out. But those conversations need to happen. The levels of the building? So it's I don't know if I have the topography lines, contour lines on here, which I don't have it, but there's 94 here. Let's see. But there is less of a dramatic drop off. I would say it's below 10%, closer to 5%. And so we can work with the grade, 5 feet. So we can work with the grade on that to make sure that the grade. We will get the design team working on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All righty, that'll take us down to mayor and council items, down to Councilmember Stovall has pet sales.
Yeah, so in April this year, the Georgia Pet Coalition came and did a presentation on transient pet sales, people running kind of amateur puppy mills and then driving out and selling dogs and cats and whatever out of the trunk of their car at parking lots and things like that. We were gonna do something then, but there was a state law being mulled over. I think it was already passed, but it hadn't been signed by the governor. Well, that's been passed, so it was time to renew this. And so I asked staff to put together. We took the Georgia Pet Coalition, the same language they had last time for the ordinance, and then had legal and staff modify it to fit our needs. So the state already has a law similar to this, and DeKalb County does. Doraville just passed. I think Warren Simmons brought that, and they passed that 2 months ago in Doraville. I think Brookhaven's got a similar one. So this is just kind of getting in line with everybody else. Yeah, what this does is it gives our code enforcement and our police department the tools they need to curtail this activity. And I'd like to thank Jimmy for his help on this and getting this to the finish line. And I don't, if anybody has any questions.
So this is all pets.
This is dogs, cats, and rabbits specifically.
Domestic rabbits.
Domestic pets. Snakes.
Years ago, we had a person that bred snakes, bred them in his basement of his house in Sexton Woods. And,
No rats in your
if he
neighborhood
had
then.
never told, well, maybe better rats. If he had never told on, himself, we probably wouldn't have known. However, when it became known, everybody that in the audience that was listening to this were like, snakes? Why? So I feel like we might want to be a little bit more inclusive.
Probably one of those we want to pass as is and go back and adjust it later.
Yeah, if the snake sales ramps up as a result of this, then yes, we could definitely, this is, yeah.
Just for the record and for the clarification of everybody who might be watching, I just wanted to point out that this does not apply to licensed animal shelters. So just to clarify that, this is private sales that are happening in various locations. Also doesn't apply to transfers of pets that happen in veterinarians' offices, amongst a few other categories.
So this is more about the
Roadside
breeding and not
sales.
about finding, kittens that were born to feral mothers and
That's correct.
we need to give them
Right.
away and that.
Yeah, that's,
Okay. Yeah.
Paul, can you highlight the difference in between our policy or what we're proposing and state law and why that's necessary?
It's applying to our right-of-ways and parks and all the facilities. It's just we have the ability to regulate it ourselves through our own municipal code.
Okay.
Without
We're
having-
codifying the state law.
yeah, without having to rely on them to do it.
Yeah, so that we don't have to.
I just asked a question. I'm just asking a question.
Call the gov.
Maybe
and
for
say,
those
"Hey,
in
gov."
attendance that aren't fully versed and weren't here for the presentation.
Anything else on this item? All right.
Would you guys like to move this to first read for? Okay, thank you.
All right, that'll take us down to public comments. The mayor is the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to the city council as a body, not to individual members. Anyone wishing to speak shall come to the microphone, give your name and address. Excuse me, to the city clerk. Limit remarks to 3 minutes unless further time is granted by council. Not speak a second time until everyone wishing to speak has spoken once. No one can speak more than twice. Please do not speak unless you have the microphone and have been recognized. With that, if there's anyone here wishing to speak to council on any item, come on up to the microphone. Tell us what you want to talk about.
Good evening. My name is Damon Lee. I am the owner of the Hammer Nails Grooming Shop for Guys that is located at the New Manor, Chamblee. I just wanted to, number one, thank you all for consideration of modernizing the ordinance to allow for complimentary pours of beer and wine. I definitely wanted to introduce the shop to you all. I know that some of you are aware of it, but not all of you. We are a national brand, a national franchise, of which my company purchased a license. Included in that license is a requirement that we provide club memberships. This is not a club in the sense of you will go dancing and you will be drinking wine until you fall over. This is more of a marketing device which allows for a discounted price for those who commit to a membership with our company. Included with that is the possibility, assuming that you qualify according to your local ordinances, to provide a complimentary pour of alcohol. Per my franchise license, no guest or visitor or member can receive more than one pour per visit. So that is definitely within compliance with the ordinance as drafted. At the end of the day, when I chose Chamblee, I did so because I'm a practicing attorney. My law office is in Buckhead, and as a former chief senior assistant district attorney myself, I wanted to make sure that I chose a brand that was consistent with my core values and that would definitely be a welcoming part of any community that I chose. Because I've seen the development here in Chamblee, how well you've done, how far you have come in such a short path, a short amount of time. I chose Chamblee to put this business. And I know that it's going to thrive. I definitely, again, thank you all for the ordinance that you considered, that you've drafted, and I look forward to doing great things here in Chamblee.
Executive session this evening. All right, we are out of here. Thank you so much.